Do you niggas want human beings to be compatible with and have a good time with, or do you just want a sex doll? Because if you wanted a prostitute, then maybe you need to go holler at one of these pimps so you can become a client. I'm starting to understand why women feel the way they feel about us. Whenever they say those bad things, them things that we hate to hear them say, whenever they make hyperbolic statements like all niggas ain't shit and all men are dogs, I'm starting to understand where some of that energy comes from. And I say that because some of the comments that I've received just for shining any kind of positive light to a woman, some of the comments that I've received from these men, it's embarrassing, bro. It's embarrassing to see men take an opportunity to tear a woman down when they see another man trying to build a woman up. What is it about men that feels triggered to say something negative when they see another man shining light on a woman in a positive way? I'm starting to understand why women say the things they say about men. I really am, because if these comments are any inclination to the experience that women are having when other men are not around, then of course they tired of us. Of course they upset with us. Of course they've run out of patience with us. Because if the men feel comfortable saying these kind of things in the comment section for anybody to see, then imagine what they saying behind closed doors. Imagine what they saying when nobody's there and he feel like he can really get his shit off. I'm starting to understand. I'm starting to see it from a woman's perspective. I'm gonna be honest, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for us as men. Do you niggas want human beings to be compatible with and have a good time with, or do you just want a sex doll? Because if you wanted a prostitute, then maybe you need to go holler at one of these pimps so you can become a client. This podcast is gonna be the wake up call. This is gonna be the wake up call for all the men who do more to separate us than keep us together. Because y'all giving us a bad name. For every good man, it's a bum ass nigga out there fucking it up for the rest of us. Probably in the comment sections, probably in the street harassing your sister, trying to holler at your homegirl, trying to just disturbing the peace. When I do these podcasts and I have these conversations, I do these things in hope to inspire men to stop harassing women, to inspire men to stop making women feel uncomfortable. We have to make women feel safe again. If you don't do nothing else as a man, you have to make women feel safe again, because there is no planet without them. There is no earth. There is no life worth living without them. I want this podcast to be for all the men who continue to separate us. Stop separating us when we need to be finding ways to come together. So while I'm shedding light and I'm showing love to the women because they deserve it, y'all niggas trying to use it as an opportunity to tear us apart. If you niggas were just half as interested in getting closer to a woman as you were keeping yourselves divided from them, everything would be better, bro. You would have a better life. This podcast is for y'all, man. I'm trying to save some of you niggas before it's too late, because you only got so much time. When you listening to Kevin Samuels and you listening to all these dudes talking about a high value man and men get better with time, that's not all men. All of you niggas is not getting better with time. Some of you niggas is getting worse with time. So it's cool to be listening to Fresh and Fit or your favorite relationship therapist about the older you get, the more valuable you become to these women. But that's not true for all of you niggas. Some of you niggas getting ugly about a year. We just got to be honest about it, man, for real. Some of you niggas ain't got no money. You in debt. You getting fatter. Bro, half of you niggas drink a gallon of liquor a week. Don't even wash your face in the morning. Don't even got a place of your own. And got the nerve to be telling a woman what she need to do when your life not together. This conversation is for y'all, because as a man, we're the leaders. We set the tone. I'm trying to ring the alarm. I'm trying to get y'all niggas to come to this conversation so we can really start this dialogue. I want all the hating ass niggas to pay attention right now, because the problem with men hating women is that hate is not natural. And if it's not natural, then that means your hate and your disdain for women will not be successful. You are not going to be successful in life if you have a hate for women, because you cannot escape them. There are women in the highest places, in the lowest places, in the middle places. Women are everywhere. They have representation all over the world, and they're not stopping. Women are hungry and they are ambitious, and they are coming for the things that they say that they want. You will not escape them. You niggas might as well start loving women, because wherever you go in this life, they're going to be there. They're going to be at the doctor's offices. They're going to be in the courtrooms. They're going to be your lawyers. They're going to be your therapists. But most importantly, they're going to be your friends. It's like y'all really not understanding. By continuing to hate women, nothing great is going to come to you because women are in all the great spaces in the world. Every great space in the world you can imagine, no matter what it is, women are there. And you know what? Even if it's a male dominated genre or male dominated field, there are women that help the light stay on in that space. And since y'all hate women so much, I guess y'all cool with jacking off, watching porn, and hiring prostitutes for the rest of your life because that's the only female interactions you're gonna ever have if you keep doing this shit the way you've been doing it. Yes, women can be annoying. Yes, women can say hurtful things. Yes, they can be spiteful. Yes, they can be petty. So can we. My point is, find somebody that works for you. Women are not a monolith. They're not all the same. If you had a bad encounter with a woman, maybe you was in school, maybe you had a relationship, maybe somebody at the workplace, maybe somebody did you dirty, whatever the situation is, what you need to understand is that for every bad woman out there, there's a greater woman out there. Go find her. Because you know what? She could probably use the assistance of a strong man to support her, believe in her, make her feel safe, listen to her talk. And y'all can learn things from each other. You can give her game about the things that men do, and she can give you game about the things that women do. But you'll never know because your energy, don't nobody want to be around it because you hate women. It's so many men who think they low. They on Twitter, they on Facebook, they on Instagram saying little slick shit, trying to get their shit off to put a woman down. And other women work with you, people that go to school with you, girls that really think you cute, they seeing that shit and they like, I don't want nothing to do with that nigga because he's a woman hater. You know, when I'm online and I'm looking through my comments, it's no surprise to me the type of niggas that be hating women so bad. I understand why y'all niggas hate women because the women never liked you. I'm not surprised y'all niggas be looking the way y'all be looking. I get it. You hate women because you were never the guy that the women flock to. You was probably that nigga who was crushing on the girl from the opposite side of the hall, wishing you could talk to her, but you never did. So instead, you just envied all the men who was confident enough to talk to her. I don't know no niggas who got good relationships with women still hating on them. It only be you niggas who don't be getting no women that be angry at women online. Taking any opportunity to put them down, taking any opportunity to say something fucked up when you see another nigga trying to raise them up and lift them up and give them their time to shine because they deserve it. I gotta make this shit clear. You niggas be thinking all men feel you. We don't feel you niggas. You niggas be in these comments thinking you speaking for all men. Nigga, you do not speak for me. You do not speak for us. Y'all niggas is losers. I love women. Me and you niggas is nothing alike. I make space in my life for women. Women bring greatness. Women come around, shit start smelling good, your skin start getting clear, your money start going up. You know, that's the type of relationship I be having with women. My female friends and the people that I've been intimate with in my life, they help enrich me. I be having some shit that be going through, I don't be having to answer. I call them, talk to them, they be giving me good advice. You know, that's what women do. Y'all niggas who be hating on women, I understand why you mad. Because the woman never picked you. You a pick-me ass nigga and you never got chose. I get it, I understand. Take a little game from a nigga who been cool and been had women around him. If you stop hating, women will start coming around you. Like niggas be at work or they be in the function and they be thinking because they not saying nothing that niggas don't feel the hate. But niggas can feel it. It's called intuition. It's called discernment. The superpowers that God gave us so we can navigate this world in a spiritual way. You think people don't feel that hate inside of you, but we do, bro. And that's why women don't want to be around you. That's why you don't got no female friends. Because the energy is making them want to stay away from you. Even if they don't really know what it's about. They don't want to be next to you, bro, because you are not a safe space. You are not a safe space. And until you become a safe space, until you stop hating on women and you start loving women and making them feel warm, you got to be warm to these women. Until you start doing that, they will not be around you. And you're going to continue hating and your ass going to fucking die alone. Niggas want to talk about how women going to die alone. You niggas going to die alone too. And then the crazy part about it is if you believe in God and you know God is about love, then what makes you think you're going to get the things that you want in life by hating on women? I just don't understand that. Like, you know that love is the universal gas for the car you trying to drive. Hate don't go in this car. Hate don't make this car get from A to B. That's not how it works. Y'all niggas is sitting on flats, not going nowhere, watching everybody else pass you by because you not energized, bro. You ain't got the shit that's needed to get you from point A to point B. You got to stop hating because the hate is stopping you from elevating. The hate is stopping you from evolving. And you need women in your life to evolve. It's only so far you can go before you realize I need a woman on my side to help me get through them other doors I can't get to. Cause I ain't got the fucking keys. She do. And to top it all off, a major reason why you niggas hate women is because you secretly hate yourself. You just don't know it yet. And that brings me to the next thing that I want to talk about: marriage. I was on YouTube the other day and I heard a woman say that if a man is married, it can increase his chances of living 4 more years. Like, really think about that. If you take a risk and you do this shit the right way, you could live 4 more years. That's 365 times four. That's a lot of motherfucking days. Now, I already know what some of y'all might be thinking. I do. Of course, if you're going to consider marriage, then you also have to understand that divorce is a very real thing, and divorce happens all the time and it breaks families up every single day. I'm a product of a divorced household, and I'm very aware of the totality that it can have on a generation. I understand that completely. So if you are afraid of divorce, I'm very afraid of divorce, by the way. I'm frightened, terrified of divorce. Divorce could leave you broke, emotionally broken, depressed, tired. It could take you away from your kids. It could take you away from the life that you were accustomed to. Divorce is a horrible thing. I truly understand that. But even with that being said, is it not worth the risk of taking a chance on love and possibly getting everything that it is that you want? Let's not look at life with a pessimistic perspective. Let's look at it with optimism. Let's look at it like, what if the best case scenario happens? We already know what the worst case scenario look like. It's a lot of motherfuckers around us that's divorced. I know more people who divorced around me than people who marry. But what if you was the one in your family to get it right? What if you was the one to find the right woman? Now she helping you sing bedtime stories to your kids before they go to sleep. Now she helping you do things that you can't do because you somewhere else handling business, but she understands what you need and how you think. What if you the one who learned from your homies and your uncles and your father's mistakes, and now you know what it takes to be willing to be the best man for a woman who's deserving of it, who's worthy of it. Listen, life is some scary shit, but one thing I can tell you for sure, nothing great happens to you if you don't take risks. Show me one person who's not a risk taker that's living in greatness. Who wasn't already born into a family who took their risk already? Show me one person. You're not gonna find it. Yes, marriage is scary, bro. It's a very, very scary thing. And if it's not handled the right way, it could change everything. But what if you do it right? But what if you do it the right way? You spend your holidays with somebody that you love. You don't gotta be in the club trying to look for somebody because you got your special someone back at the crib waiting on you. Y'all ready to snuggle up and put some firewood in the chimney while y'all eating cookies and shit because it's a vibe at the crib with your wife. Again, trust me, I get it, bro. Taking that risk is a very scary thing, but the reward that you get on the other side of it, though, is that not worth it? Now, if this stat is the truth and it's not bullshit, then imagine you got two men who are the same age. One of them goes on to get married, the other one doesn't. Imagine the one who doesn't get married dying 4 years premature to the man who lived the extra 4 years all because he had love and he had family, he had people who would take care of him when he wasn't feeling his best. Which man would you rather be? If you could live 4 more years of your life because you surrounded around love versus being lonely, is that not worth the risk? Listen, I understand that marriage is one of those topics that everybody don't see it the same way. Everybody has a different opinion on it. Some people don't believe in spending all that money. Some people don't believe in getting the ring. I understand that. And I think everybody's perspective is valid on the situation. But I want to encourage men to consider the fact that, matter of fact, but I want to encourage men to do some research on this. If you can live 4 more years, that's 4 more years of life with your child, 4 more years of life with your friends. That's 4 more years to experience life, to go somewhere you haven't been, to make more money, to accomplish more dreams, to help more people, to do more good on this earth. I'm just saying, like, because once you're gone, you're gone. And before I leave, I want to be able to say that I lived my life to the very last second the way that I wanted it to be, being proud of myself and my people being proud of me too. That's the only type of version of life that I want to live, bro. If I can get 4 more years of that, you sign me in, man. Yeah, it's a risk, but life is a roller coaster. It's all about risk. The greatest things that life has to offer to you, they only come when you're willing to lose everything to get it. And that brings me to the next thing that I want to talk about. Sex is not the number one priority when it comes to finding a woman in your life. Your number one priority should be connection. Because even though you niggas love to talk bad about women, the number one thing y'all niggas love is sex. Another reason why it just makes absolutely no sense to hate women, because if you hate women, but you love having sex, right? You love the only way you have access to sex as a straight man is about getting next to a woman. So you don't love them enough to want to be in a relationship with them, but you understand that you have to deal with them to have sex, right? You got to give them something just to get the thing that you really want from them. But hopefully, before it's too late, you get to a point where you realize that there is no quality or unlimited amount of sex that will bring you fulfillment to the areas of your life that are missing. Again, every single thing goes back to men choosing to hate women. None of it makes sense. Your hate for women is not sustainable for the life that you actually want, because even if you love sex, but you don't necessarily like women, sex is going to be the thing that makes you tied to a woman that you hate, which is unfortunately going to give you more reason to continue to hate women, because now you mad and you all fucked up in the game because you're connected to a woman that you don't even like looking at, but you got to spend the rest of your life with her because you got her pregnant or because she gave you a STD. But that's what happens when you only use women for sex, because when you love a woman, you can make clear decisions about which women you are going to give your time to. When you love women, you can clearly see which woman is worth your time and which one is not. But y'all niggas is so horny and so sex crazed that you down to stick anything. Like, I'm really trying to get y'all to see that when you hate women, it trickles down to all areas of your life, especially the sex. Especially the sex. Because when you hating women, you're looking at them like an object. And when you look at women like an object, that increases your chances of making a mistake with them. You need to be sharp. You need to be focused. So a lot of guys are looking at it like, you know what? I don't want the woman, but I do want the sex. But meaningless sex can hurt you. There is value in finding one woman that you can build with, because with her, you don't got to worry about the type of things you got to worry about when you in these streets trying to pick a girl up at the club or meeting somebody off a Tinder. Because when you have a woman in your life that you love, you have a relationship with her, you trust her, y'all have a rapport. It's better for you as the man to invest your energy into one woman that you trust versus not loving women at all, but you want to fuck them all. Now, I'm not telling you what kind of man you got to be, but it's two types of men in this world, and they both at the gambling table. One man that made a couple dollars, he been getting lucky, having a good time, and at some point he like, you know what? I've had enough. I'm gonna go home for the night. You know, I made more money than what I came with. I don't want to lose it all. I'm gonna make a safe choice and I'm gonna bounce. Then there's another man. He doesn't have the wisdom and the discernment to understand that he's already made more than enough money. He came here with less money and now he got more money, but he doesn't know how to stop. So he keep playing. He keep playing. And you know what happens? The more you gamble, you increase your chances of losing. But that's what happens when you're running after meaningless sex. You just taking your chances and taking your chances and taking your chances. And right now you up. You doing your thing. You the life of the party. Everybody around you, because you making money, they want to be around the winner, right? But what happened when you lose? Because you can win 100 times. You can win 100 times. All you need to do is lose once and your life is changed forever. Again, I'm not trying to tell nobody what to do with their life. If you out there and you having a good time, more power to you. Enjoy your life because it's your life to live. I can never tell you how to live your life. But what I am trying to do is get you niggas to also think about the fact that having meaningless sex is keeping you in danger. Having meaningless sex is putting you at risk every single time. It makes more sense for you to invest your energy in building with a woman who's worthy of your respect and who's worthy of your love, and be safe with her. Be outside, fuck the streets, man. Get out the streets and get into a crib. Get into a home, get into a covenant, get into a unit, a place where somebody believes in you and somebody you could tell that your honest truth with, and they're not gonna make you feel bad, and they're not gonna make you feel smaller as a person because you're vulnerable and you're saying things that men usually don't say. Like, find that, bro. Find your peace. And you never gonna find that when you online talking down on women, hating women, because again, they feel it. Women are very intuitive creatures. God gave them the ability to see things that are not really being said. You know, they can read between the lines. They're very intuitive, damn near psychic. They feel that energy inside of you, even if they cannot discern what it is about this guy that they don't like that makes them want to not be around him. But it's because you have a hole in your heart, bro. You need to plug that shit, bro. It's time for you to heal, because you not healing is gonna have you out in here in these streets wilding, doing some stupid shit that you're gonna have to pay for one of these days. It's only a matter of time. Yeah, you doing good right now. You managed to evade all the traps. You jumping over the lasers. You doing the limbo. You doing good. But one day you gonna get caught. It's only a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? You break into her heart. You jumping over lasers. You doing the limbo. You hiding from the cameras. You doing good. You doing your thing. But eventually, on one of these robberies, you gonna get caught. Having a woman in your life that you love and that you trust and that you're willing to die for and you're willing to do anything to make her happy is way better of a risk to take than fucking with these girls and then find out one day you got one of them pregnant and now your life changed forever. And I would never talk down on somebody for having a kid early. That's not what this is about. But what I am telling you is that that shit might not be a level of difficulty you prepared to handle right now. When you a young boy, you do young boy things. But at some point, you got to be a man. And all that really means is you got to be selective, man. And it's hard to be selective when you only look at women like they something to use and abuse. You're going to run right into your failure. You're going to run right into your demise, my nigga. And that leads me to my next point. Nobody told you to be a fool. You know, a lot of people like to say nice guys finish last, but they don't really tell you the reason why. Nice guys finish last because they don't have boundaries. Your boundary's supposed to be concrete, but instead, because a woman fine and she got a big ass, it's really more like a sandcastle. And every time she come around, that shit just get knocked the fuck down. Your boundaries is supposed to be concrete, but instead, it's a sandcastle. And every single time she come around with that Fiji, your shit just come crumbling down because you don't got no boundaries. And after living a life with no boundaries and being delusional because you don't know how to think because a woman pretty and she got a nice smile and she got a big ass. After being delusional for years, now you want to wake up and get smart and be bitter. And now you want to resent all the women in the world because of the mistakes you allow her to make in your life. If we want women to be accountable, let's be accountable too. And yes, there are cases where you give your heart to a woman and then she steps on it and she cheats on you or she manipulates you. Yes, that does happen. But a lot of the time it be signs. And you can see that smoke from miles away. But y'all niggas ignore this shit because you think what you getting in return is worth it. But when you finally get to see where that smoke coming from and you realize it's a fire, it's your fault for not acknowledging that shit when you seen it in the first place. Because the real truth is you've been delusional for years, but now you done had enough and now you got a resentment and you bitter towards women because you've been offering your heart as a punching bag and they've been practicing on you. Nice guys don't finish last. Delusional men finish last because you've been giving your heart to her, allowing her to use you like a fucking punching bag, and you finally decided you had enough and you resentful and you bitter toward women all around the world when really the problem wasn't her, nigga. It was you because you allowed it. If you a man, then be the fucking man. Set the tone. If you set the tone for a woman to break your heart, then who's really to blame? Is it her or is it you? And now you done dedicated your free time on the internet to spreading hate toward women and talking shit about them and taking any opportunity you can to put them down and remind everybody how women deserve less. When nigga, you don't even love yourself. So why would the fuck would we ever expect you to love a woman when you don't even know how to love you properly? Let's not talk about how women not shit, nigga. Let's talk about how you don't even love yourself. What are you doing to help your life? You think because you going to work every day and you paying these bills and you paying this rent, that's enough. Nah, that's the bare minimum of what an adult is supposed to do. And we love telling women that, but when do you take the advice yourself? You niggas really should be getting this money traveling around the world, living your life to the fullest, but instead you on the internet typing about what women doing wrong and whole time you ain't got none. Nigga, you hit the crib watching porn, playing 2K. Y'all niggas is watching porn. Y'all is not laid up with a beautiful woman who cooking you dinner and making your life a better place. That's why you niggas is mad. You niggas is mad because you not outside living the life that you supposed to be living. You in the crib, in the dark, on the internet, connected to the Wi-Fi. And it's like the blind leading the blind. You got older men who seem cool, influencing the younger generation, and they don't have the discernment because they haven't had the wisdom to live long enough to understand anything from their own perspective, and they listening to everything these niggas is saying. Not understanding that who they think is a smart and cool guy is really a bitter man who's resentful to women because he had his heart broken and he doesn't lead from a place of love. He leads from a place of insecurity. He leads from a place of weakness. And the young boys don't understand that he's not a man to follow, but you think he is because he lit on the gram and he got 100,000 followers and he got other people in the comments agreeing with him. That nigga is a loser. And listening to these niggas gonna have you alone, cooking your own meals, not having nobody to celebrate holidays and special occasions with. Man, knock this shit off, man. Of course there are women who are bad for you. Of course there are women who will put a hole in your pocket. Of course there are women who will put you in compromising situations because they don't have grace and they don't know how to conduct themselves the way a woman should. Of course, those women exist, bro. I'm not stupid. It's some women that I don't want to be around either, bro. I don't want to be around just anybody. I want to be around people who compliment my lifestyle and we elevate each other. But what I'm saying is, you will never get to those women until you start possessing the qualities that will attract you towards them. Because as soon as your energy becomes more attractive, you attract more women towards you. At the end of the day, what do we really do this shit for? If at the end of the day, we're not doing this shit to be at peace with one another, then what are we really doing this shit for? Never forget, have your arguments. Talk your shit. You feel like women are slipping in some type of area and you want to talk about it? Share that shit, my nigga. But never forget that the goal is to live with a woman happily and build a family with her so you can enjoy the rest of your life. Because your homies got shit to do. Them niggas got families that they gonna start too. And eventually your ass just gonna be alone with nobody because everybody else got started with their life. When you stay focused on hating on women, missing the fact that you need a woman to build a family. There is no family without a woman. You do not make children by yourself. You have to have a woman around. That's the problem with you niggas. That's the problem with niggas who hating on women. It's like you can't even have a family if you don't have a woman on your side. That right there is more motivation to get along with them than it is to keep us separated. Nobody told you to be a fool, bro. Everybody want to talk about being an alpha male. Well, an alpha male is masculine, and being masculine is standing on your principles and standing on your morals and not moving on that shit just because she got a big butt and a smile or she pretty and she cute and she do things for you and she smell good and she soft. Like, nah, if you're gonna be a man, stand on being a man everywhere you go. Stand on your principles and your morals everywhere you go. Nobody told you to be a fool. Nice guys finish last because they don't got boundaries, my nigga. Get you some boundaries. Get you a fucking backbone and stand for something. I don't give a fuck if she cry. I don't give a fuck if she tell you she gonna give you head, if she gonna do this, that. I don't care what she said she gonna do. If you said no, no mean no. Y'all niggas be getting hurt because you be going back on your word. Y'all niggas be getting hurt because you be going back on your principles, doing shit that you know you don't really approve of, but you falling weak because it feels good to be around a woman who feels soft and who's willing to give you seemingly everything it is you think that you want. Nah. How you gonna be a leader when you constantly following a woman? The worst kind of man you can be is a man who follows a woman's impulse every single time she's having an emotional reaction to life. You've been doing things a certain kind of way this whole time, and you know what? That shit ain't working no more, bro. You got to try new things. Because one thing about being masculine that not nearly enough men educate young men about is that it's okay to tell a woman no and stand your ground. It's okay to let her know, like, nah, we ain't doing shit your way today. We doing shit my way. Why? Because I don't believe that you thinking clearly on the situation. And I know that I am. And I trust my instincts and I trust my emotional intelligence to carry the both of us through to what it is that we need to accomplish, man. Niggas don't talk enough about how if you put your foot down and you say no, she could find that attractive too. Sometimes you gotta stand up straight and puff your chest out and let her know, like, nah, I ain't having it. We ain't doing shit your way. We doing shit this way. Why? Because I'm thinking about what's in the best interest for the both of us, being emotionally intelligent. Nobody told you to be a fool, man. Nobody told you to be a nice guy. Don't be a nice guy, be a good guy. Don't be a nice guy, be a good guy. How about that? And the last thing that I want to say, you have to find your own way. There is no amount of YouTube that'll equate to the experience of real life. There are some things that your favorite person on YouTube or Instagram, whoever it is that you listen to, that they just cannot prepare you for because real life is real life. Everything is specific, everything is very nuanced, nothing is black and white, nothing is exactly the same. I could give you some information that could be very helpful. Yes, it will be helpful, but it will not 100% apply for you the way that it applied for me because your life is unique and special on its own. Your life is special, not to be compared with mine, and mine's not to be compared with yours. You have to go out into the world and get your own experience because just listening to somebody on YouTube negates the fact that you might be smarter than them in certain areas of life when it comes to dealing with women or when it comes to dealing with men. There are certain things that they might not even, there are certain things that they probably missed. And you won't even know that because people have become experts on listening to experts about relationship advice and have completely missed the point that nothing will ever be your personal experience. Whoever it is that you tapped into that you get your relationship advice for when you feel like you need some, listen to them, get your game from them, support them. But at the end of the day, just understand you got to get out into this world, man. You got to get out and meet these people and look somebody in their eye and be nervous and not know what to say and spend too much on a date and regret a date. You got to get this experience to really become the best version of yourself, because life is the only thing that prepares you for more life. Life is the only thing that prepares you for life. It's not YouTube, it's not books, it's not being on Reddit chats and channels and shit like that. You got to get out here and make these mistakes yourself to learn how to do it the right way. You will never really know how real this information is anyway in the first place until you go out into the real world and apply it. There is no wisdom or advice that can replace experience. It just doesn't work like that. That's not how God had it in mind. So go out there and live your life, man. Listen to people, listen to this for sure. Get inspired, get creative with your ideas, get inspired to try new things. But at the end of the day, understand that it's going to start and always stop with you. Only you can help yourself, and nobody else deserves the credit but you. No matter if you was inspired by another person, nobody deserves more credit than you, because you did the hardest job of all, which is making the first step. And with that being said, man, I'm out of here, man. I tried recording this episode way early in the morning. I got to work at WTF Media Studios, as y'all already know. Love the job. Shout out Alex and Weezy and Mandy. I got here at like 9 a.m., bro. And I tried to record some shit before my show at 11, and I just wasn't successful, bro. And I was pretty hurt. I was pretty upset about it, because I knew that my next opportunity to record would be late as fuck. Like, I literally started recording at like 12 or like 11:40. It's 1 o'clock in the morning right now. But and I got it done. At first, I tried it early in the morning. I didn't get it done. I was stumbling over my words. I was stuttering. I wasn't confident. It just wasn't hitting the way I needed it to hit. And this recording is definitely way better. I struggled the whole way. Like, thank God I got multiple angles so I can cut out the awkward parts that are happening during the whole recording. Because man, I'm telling that shit was happening, bro. This shit is podcasting is simple, but it's not easy. But it's worth it. And I'm proud of myself for coming back and doing what I couldn't do in the first half of the day. Because at the end of the day, no matter how I feel about this podcast, whether I think it was good, whether I think it was bad, whether you think it was good or you think it was bad, I did it. You wouldn't even be able to have an opinion on it. You wouldn't have an opinion to have if I didn't give you something to critique. And I'm just proud that I was able to be better than who I was 7, 8 hours ago. And when I walk into the day tomorrow, I can feel comfortable knowing that I did it, man. And I made myself proud, and I'm happy about that. And before I get out of here, it's been a while since I gave y'all the mantra, man. I can't ever have y'all forgetting the outro, bro. This is the fucking spirit of the brand. Whenever I'm working, I will remember that done is better than perfect. And if I'm satisfied with my work, then I'm living in my purpose, baby. Halfway up, I'm about to go to sleep.